Hello again. So we're going to make a zine together now. This is a very simple folded zine. So at the very least you need a piece of A4 paper or a piece of paper that you can fold into 8 squares. I'll show you that in a minute. So you can use a nice shiny piece like I'm using here, or you could use like a junk letter if you wanted. Better not use this, it's from the Student Loans Company. I'm just going to show you what the finished product will look like. So here I've got 3 different mini zines. This was one I made during a workshop for my Met last year, just before everything went lockdown. This will show you how it works. This is one I used for a family's workshop in Hebden Bridge, and this is a blank zine. So I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So you'll have a little book at the end. If you ever made these before, they're super simple. And you'll essentially have, so you can number it if you want to, you'll essentially have what is like a little story. And I'm a bit extra, so sparkly tape everywhere. So when I've done this at Hebden Bridge, I have, essentially you will have a piece of paper that will look like this. So you'll have an upside down bit and a bit facing you and vice versa as well. So anyway, without further ado, let's make the zine. So we've got our piece of paper. What you're going to do first is we're going to fold it in half, and you could be as accurate or wing it, like I'm doing here. Queen of winging it. So fold it one way, open it up, and then you want to fold it the other way. This basically is just going to make it a bit easier at the end to pull the whole thing together. So that's that done. Like this. So then you want to fold it in half again. So if you fold it towards you, try and get it as neat as possible anyway, because it makes it easier when you're chopping it at the end. So you want to fold it that way, and yes, again we're going to fold it back on itself so we can manipulate the paper later. So we've got this now, about A5 size-ish I think. Anyway, we're going to fold it again. And yes, you've guessed it, we're going to fold it back on itself. So when you've finished, what you should have is a slightly crumpled looking bit of paper. Now what you could do at this point is mark out where you want to put your story or your zine content essentially. So what I've done, here's one I prepared earlier. So I'm just going to show you what I did. So these 2 squares here will be your front and back when we're finished, and then page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, etc. You don't have to number them. So if you want to, front, back, page 1, 2, we turn it round, 3, 4, 5 and 6. What we're going to do now is the slightly complex bit. So you can use a pair of scissors to do this. I'm assuming you will hopefully have access to this. If you don't, that's totally cool. If you keep folding it back and forth, it will weaken the paper, and you can either use a knife or I won't tell anyone, but lick your finger and then wipe it along and then rip it. But I'm going to be fancy and use an X-Acto knife. There we go. I'd put sellotape on this because I was doing workshops with kids, and I don't normally like kids playing with knives. It's a bad thing. Let's pop that there. So, got a ruler. Again, you don't have to, you can wing it. Zines are kind of punk. You do it your way. However, when you're going to chop it, you're not going to chop it all the way through. You're just going to chop this middle bit here. So we chop this middle bit here, and we've got this kind of like flappy face thing. So this is the slightly complex bit. So now what we're going to do is fold it in half, and then you're going to grab these two bits in the middle. It's a slightly Christmas card bit. You're going to pinch these two bits in the middle and pull them out that way. So you end up with something that looks a bit like this. So I'll show you that again because it is slightly fiddly. We're going to fold it in half, then pinch these two bits. And if you've given it lots of folding, this should be quite easy to do. And then give it a good old press down. And then you can have your front and back page. And when you go through it, it should hopefully show you the pages the right way around. Now you can, if you want, just illustrate your mini zine as you like from here. So, you know, do it in a linear way. Or if you wanted to almost sort of storyboard it, you could do it this way with your front and back page, and then your images or your words, and then flip it round, otherwise your work will end up upside down. And then you can get your info on the other half of it. If you don't have an X-Acto knife, a Stanley knife, I'm just going to show you how you cut it out with scissors. So what I would do, and this is why I have a self-healing mat here, but you could use a breadboard as well. So what I'm going to do is try and make a little, there we go, so we can get our scissors in. Like that. I just want to snip up to this point here. Don't go any further. Yeah, it's not as neat as the knife, but never mind, it's all good. Be a bit neat if you like about it. So same method really. So fold in half, pinch, and we have a little book here. So page 1, 2, 3. This isn't as neat as the other one, never mind. 4, 5, 6, etc. So what are our zines going to contain? Well, what you're going to do is give your little zine a title. Then I want you to introduce it and write about an issue you feel strongly about. So this is the introduction, the issue you feel strongly about, the band, whatever it is that you feel super passionate about. Why do you feel super passionate about it, or why are you interested in this issue? So here you're going to outline the problem. You can use words, images, etc. Here you could do further explanation or collage or pictures. Page 4, have a think about what others could do, the action required, the action that you would like other people to take, as well as the action that you're taking. Again, you can add anything else, art, collage, stamping, etc. Maybe a website or a petition. And again, you can go over to page 6, more info, images, slogan. As you can see, they are quite small. So if you did want to write more content, you've got space to do so. And on the back page, you could include further information, such as a meeting that might be happening in the days when we can finally meet people again, a Facebook group, an email address for someone to contact, Instagram link, TikTok, etc. And when you fold it out, you should see that one half is this way, and then you flip it and do it the other way. before I show you a speeded up process of how I made a zine, I'm going to show you some of the things that you might want to run around your house or apartment to gather. So over the years when I've run workshops, I've collected different words from different magazines. So this is a collection from also colours that I like as well. So a lot of these are from the RSPB magazine, Nature's Home. Some of them are from Molly Makes. Some of them are from a sci-fi magazine. And some are from the Waterfront magazine, which is the Rivers and Waterways Trust. So here are the words that I've chosen for my zine, and a little image as well. So I've got a little footprint, flower, patch, links, species, gift, swirling, and offer. Might use them all, might not. So if you want to now, go and grab yourself a few words and stuff. You can pause and return to this video at any time. You may also have things like, I have stamps because I can't draw very well. So I have a butterfly, I've got a bee, and I've got a little oak leaf here. I've got some random felt tips. And I have other things such as a glue stick in which to stick these down, scissors, pen, etc. So now I'm going to start to make my zine. So the issue I have chosen to write about are bees. This is an issue I feel very strongly about, which should come through as you see me make this scene. The nice thing about zine making is that you can use anything from Tipex to, especially if you go wrong, slightly wrong with Tipex. Oops. I'll sort that out later. Whilst you're doing this, don't forget that it's absolutely fine to do research if you need to spell something. I'm going from memory here, so I'm hoping that's how you spell it. But you've got a bit of time to do a bit of research on your subject if you want to. So by now you will have your own zine, and what you can do in order to pass it on, let's fold it out again, and then you could take this to your local library to photocopy it, and or a print shop to get photocopies again. And all you would need to do is to fold it in the way that we fold at the beginning, which is in half, half again, half again. Snip it in the middle bit again, fold it into a little booklet, and then you can make lots of copies of this to hand out to other people. Let's add our little